you doing, everybody? Beer Man here. It's that time of year again. It's time to reflect on another awesome year in gaming. Today, I have prepared the most accurate, undeniably objective, and definitely not biased top 10 games of 2024 list that you'll ever see. Just kidding. All these things are just my opinion. If you disagree, feel free to leave a comment and tell me why I'm wrong. I'm ready for people to hate me. It's okay. These 10 games have stuck with me this year, and I can't wait to share why. Just a heads up, not all of these games have playthroughs on my channel. Maybe some will, maybe some won't. But I'll give you the lowdown on why they deserve a top spot on my list. Before we jump into our top 10 list, I have 2 games that deserve honorable mention. First one is Lightyear Frontier. This game says you can settle your homestead on this beautiful alien planet with the help of a powerful mech. Build, explore, plant crops, raise animals, gather and manage resources, meet neighbors, and make a place to call your own. This game was very relaxing experience. The core gameplay of going around, exploring, gathering resources, building your farm with your mech was incredibly satisfying. There's no combat, there's no death. It's just pure exploration, farming, and building in a beautiful alien environment. It's visually stunning. Building up my homestead from a tiny shack to a sprawling farm and just exploring the different biomes was incredibly chill. I really enjoyed it. But what kept it from cracking into the top 10? Well, the voice acting, number one. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I found it irritating, and I often found myself just turning the voice dialogue off. The storage system became a constant source of frustration for me. It was a bit tedious, and I found it confusing to manage at different times. Finally, the short days really made it feel like I was always scrambling to get things done or run back to my home. I couldn't just spend the day doing the things I wanted to do. Other than that, though, it was a fantastic game. The next game on my honorable mention list is a game called Space Trash Scavenger. The game describes itself like this. Grab your jetpack and explore procedural asteroid fields, derelict spaceships, and abandoned outposts. Build and automate your space rig to process salvaged trash. Craft, trade, and fight your way home in this interstellar, open-world survival sandbox. My description is that it's like Raft in space, but with some automation, but not quite a factory game. You fly around gathering space junk to recycle it so you can build stuff or sell it. There are planets to explore, but they are quite small, as well as wrecked ships. You can mine things, cut them into pieces, and suck them up. There are a few enemies to fight, but they aren't overly difficult to manage. The best part is building your spaceship. This game takes a very unique approach to building and gravity, and you can walk upside down. The game has good sense of humor, a fun and enjoyable art style, and exploring kept me interested, and gathering resources never really got boring for me. But why didn't it make my top 10? The game just gets laggy, especially when your ship or rig gets too big. There are a few bugs that just get in the way of playing. The dev is working on it, so hopefully it gets better soon. And on to our top 10. And making the number 10 spot is Ark Survival Ascended. The game describes itself like this. Ark is reimagined from the ground up into the next generation of video game technology with Unreal Engine 5. Form a tribe, tame and breed hundreds of unique dinosaurs and primeval creatures. Explore, craft, build, and fight your way to the top of the food chain. Your new world awaits. This is Ark, and you either love it or you hate it. I love it, and I think the update is fantastic. The new visuals really make the game feel like a new game to me. The additional creatures that they added that were previously add-ons are fun to tame and play with. As well as the new dinos, they added baby dinos. It's a great way to get a new dino without having to trap and tame one. Just kill the parent and claim the baby. They have also given the old DLCs updates and included them for free. It's a nice touch, but I'm sure those that paid for the original DLCs previously probably weren't too happy about this. Even the building is better with the features that they added that were only available with a mod. Speaking of mods, you can now manage your mods directly from within the game, and I think this is a great new feature. However, like all Ark releases, this one has its flaws. My biggest gripe is not being able to favorite an unofficial server. I'm not sure why they did this and why they took it away, but it's a real downgrade. Even though I mostly enjoy casual games, I have spent over 2,000 hours on the original version of Ark, and I'm nearly 200 into the new version. So it shouldn't be a surprise that it's made my top 10 list. Number 9 on my list is 7 Days to Die. The game describes itself like this. 7 Days to Die is an open world game that is a unique combination of first-person shooter, survival horror, tower defense, and role-playing games. Play the definitive zombie survival sandbox RPG that came first. Navezgane awaits. It's a survival zombie game. What's not to like? It's a game I bought many years ago while still in early access. And even though my game preference is for casual, relaxing games, I have played well over 300 hours of this game. This year, it finally came out of early access and the full game was released. Base building is so much fun in this game. You can build above ground or below ground like an underground vault. You run around trying to scavenge loot, which is extremely addictive. You do all this while trying to avoid zombies, dogs, and bears. Every 7th day becomes a blood moon where waves of zombies come to attack you, and no matter where you are. So you only have those 7 days to prepare. This is where the game turns into a tower defense type of a game. However, you can still get involved in the killing if you wish. You have your choice of combat styles between melee, guns, bows, and knives. There are a variety of buildings and biomes to explore, each with their own challenges. My favorite thing to do is to find a small town and to clean out all the zombies and grab the loot. It's a good challenge, and the sleeping zombies provide a nice jump scare. On to game number 8, Star Trucker. This game describes itself like this. Haul cargo, trade salvage, and keep your spacesuit close as you search for fame and fortune among the stars in a game that puts an interstellar twist on the truck sim genre. I have never driven a truck in real life on the road. However, this game really makes you feel like you are driving a truck through space. I don't know how they did. The graphics are amazing. The gameplay is just plain fun. There are a wide variety of customizations for your vehicle. And my favorite part of this game is just how relaxing it can be to sit back and just drive your truck. Grab your favorite beverage, put on some tunes, and relax and just drive. If you like to do speed runs and a large volume of quests, this may not be the game for you, but you need to chill, relax, and wash away the day's stress, then this game is perfect for that. Coming in at number 7 is Clothing Store Simulator. The game describes itself like this. Are you ready to shape the fashion world? Make a brand deal, order products, fill the aisles, dress the mannequins, and start selling? Dresses, shirts, coats, pants, nightwear, underwear, shoes, and more are waiting for you. While I haven't had the chance to play this on my channel yet, I have spent a good amount of time enjoying it when I'm not recording. In fact, I stopped playing it so that way hopefully I can make some videos about it in the near future without it spoiling too much for myself. The premise is just like any other shop simulator. You open a shop, sell things to increase your XP, purchase upgrades, and continuing through that loop. Personally, I think the shop starts off a little bit too big. There's so much space and it just feels empty, and there's a lot of you only have a small amount of products to display and sell at that point. Eventually, this isn't a problem, so I guess it's not a big deal. They have recently added seasonal clothing, so there are summer, winter, spring, and autumn clothes to sell, and the customers seek out the specific items depending on the season. I think that's pretty cool. You can even design your own clothes to sell. Making it into the number 6 spot is Recycling Center Simulator. The game describes itself like this. Recycling Center Simulator is a business simulator game with a first-person view. Make money from garbage, collect raw materials for your recycling center from different locations, recycle them, make money by producing new products, and improve your factory. Basically, you'll run around buying trash, you turn it into something to sell, you sell that product for a profit, you upgrade your tools and your machinery, and you keep doing this until you reach the max level. It's nowhere near as boring as it sounds. As a matter of fact, I have played the game from beginning to end on the channel, so feel free to check that out. Running around empty abandoned buildings and picking up trash is quite satisfying, to the point that you will not want to miss one piece of trash. You'll go around hunting for that last piece. You can chuck the bags and the heavy items into the truck, which is also quite fun. The sorting of trash is fun for a bit, but you will want to get an employee to do that for you as soon as you can. Employees can also go out and collect trash for you, so you can just sit back and wait for them to return while you run the machines. All in all, I thoroughly enjoyed this game and I cannot wait for the next update to be released. Making its way all the way up to number 5 is Supermarket Simulator. The game describes itself like this: run your own supermarket, stock shelves, set prices as you'd like, take payments, hire staff, expand and design your store. This game is just flat out addictive. Being a cashier has never been more fun. The panic of not having something on the shelves has just the right level of stress. The more you expand, the more stress you add. But I can't help myself, and I always want to just keep on expanding constantly. The game will give you a chance to channel your inner monk, and if you don't know who that is, you really should watch that TV show. Organization is key to success. Employees add some help and stress all at the same time. I can't wait to play some more of this game. We are now into the top 4, and making that spot is the Planet Crafter. This game describes itself like this: a space survival, open world, terraforming crafting game designed for 1 to 10 players. Alter the ecosystem of an inhospitable planet to render it habitable for humanity. Survive, gather resources, and build your base. Then generate oxygen, warmth, and pressure to create a brand new biosphere. It should not be a shock that this game makes my top 10. It might be a shock that it isn't the top game or the top 2. I've made over 80 videos of Planet Crafter, including the DLC. Clearly, I love this game. Dopamine addicts will love this game as well. Every time I hear that ding sound when a new technology opens up, I feel the rush of excitement and I need to run back to my base so I can craft the next thing. There is always a bigger machine to create, and I love it. The game turns from just trying to survive by eating and drinking and finding oxygen to a game about exploring and understanding why you were there and what happened before you arrived. The reason why it didn't rank higher is because it just didn't feel finished when it was released in full. There were still bugs and areas of the map that caused issue. It was almost as if they rushed it out just to say it was no longer in early access. Don't get me wrong, I love this game and I have played over 300 hours of it. I might be a bit harsh because of it, but it's a great game. Coming in at number 3 is the Planet Crafter DLC, Planet Humble. The game describes itself like this: experience a fresh start as a planet crafter on the brand new world of Planet Humble. Alone or with friends, scout this unknown land, discover its story, novelties, and secrets, and accomplish once again the task to terraform an entire world. Planet Humble takes Planet Crafter to the next level. In this DLC, you really get the sense that you are changing the planet. Things are shifting and changing with every milestone you hit. For me, it was easy to say that the DLC was even better than the original. However, this DLC also had its issues at launch. Areas of the maps had major glitches. I fell through the planet so many times. It had no ending, no real lore, and plenty of bugs. Again, it just felt rushed. The team who developed this game are small, and you can tell that they love the game. The improvements since launch are fantastic, and this game is well worth a spot at number 3. And now we're on to number 2, TCG Card Shop. The game describes itself like this: open your own local game store, stock shelves with the latest booster packs, or crack them open and collect the cards yourself. Set your own prices, hire staff, host events, and expand your card shop. At first, this game seems like all the other shop simulator games. Order products from the supplier, stick them on shelves, set pricing, then man the till. Very simple, very easy to follow. That is until you open your first pack of cards for yourself. And then that excitement you feel with each of the noises for the new cards and special cards keep you completely addicted. So much so that it's very tempting to just not open a shop for the day and sit back and pop open a couple hundred packs of cards. Now, I haven't had a chance to play this on the channel yet, but hopefully soon. This game just keeps improving and only gets better. If you love collecting things, then this game is for you. Overall, you will be in for a very addictive and rewarding experience. And finally, on to the number one game, Satisfactory. The game describes itself like this. Satisfactory is a first-person, open-world factory-building game with a dash of exploration and combat. Play alone or with friends, explore an alien planet, create multiple-story factories, and enter conveyor belt heaven. The history of Satisfactory is long. It was first released in early access back in 2019. I did buy it way back then as well. Since then, it's had many release versions up until the 1.0 version that was released this year in September. For those living under a rock, you are a pioneer dropped on a planet to collect and refine resources. You need to build automated factories and supporting infrastructure. It all sounds so simple. That is until you realize you can do it better. And maybe even better. For a game that I have spent over 300 hours on and think it's number one game of the 2024, why haven't I played it on my channel? The answer is simple. I get too lost in fixing my mistakes and never make enough progress. The game never punishes you for when you want to tear things down and build them up again, and I'm just addicted to that. So much so that I have never progressed past Tier 3 coal. I am, however, just moving into steel production in my latest playthrough, so wish me luck. Also, my buildings are always boxes, and nobody wants to see videos of machines in boxes. There are some amazing builders out there like Total Eclipse and What Darren Plays. I can never compete with them. But that doesn't stop me from really enjoying and loving this game and putting it at number one. Well, thanks for joining me on this trip down memory lane of 2024. It's been an amazing year for gaming, and I'm so glad I could share my favorite experiences with you guys. I also want to thank everyone who has taken the time to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You guys have helped me have an amazing year, and I'm very grateful to every one of you. Make sure you leave a comment and tell me your top games. And if you're new here, consider subscribing to be part of the community. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, I'll see you.